All right, let's do this weekly summary report. Was it July 6th, Independence Day weekend here in the United States. We'll start off as I usually do with international news. There's really not much that caught my attention, so that's a good thing. Everything seems to be as relatively calm as the world can be at this time. Yeah, it's still crazy out there, but it is what it is. Nationally, I was expecting with the Independence Day celebrations that No Kings thing would be popping off. I saw advertisements online that they're going to have more protests and events on the 4th of July weekend. I did not hear of anything about that. So either that movement just completely fizzled out, or they went off very peacefully and nothing worth the news's attention to hype up how crazy the world is. It could just have been a non-event peaceful protest, which would be a very good thing. Or maybe it got drowned out. Ooh, that's a bad choice of words. Maybe that got lost in the noise with the flooding down in Texas. And that's kind of eye-opening for me. Devastating natural disaster. The real kick in the pants, from my point, is there's a river that flooded, flash flood, little to no warning as flash floods go. And there are a bunch of summer camps on that river. And unfortunately, a lot of kids are impacted by that. So, that sucks. My heart goes out to every one of them. Just trying to comprehend that, as you can see, is giving me pause. And that got me thinking, it's this time of year where families send their kids off to summer camp for scouts or church or sports, soccer camp, hockey camp, what you name it, and they're gone for a long weekend, a week, usually a good distance away, and they're vulnerable, right, to everything, and you're relying on these camps to take care of your kids. And what can they really do when there's a flash flood on the river? You get a little warning, but so they definitely have to have a evac plan. And how well is that practiced? If you're sending your kids off, even to a neighborhood youth camp for an overnight thing, make sure your kids are set up to win, right? If they're old enough to be going off on one of these things, you should have some plans for emergencies, ways to connect and all that kind of stuff. It gets really tough. I'm just thinking off the top of my head while I'm out on this walk before I started recording. Like the situation in Texas. You send your kid to a youth camp, a scout camp, Bible camp, whatever, 100 miles away, and you're seeing this on the news. What do you do? Your gut is to drive to the scene and rescue your own kid. But how does that work? I mean, I would assume that the local emergency services have a disaster plan, right? So there will be rally points and shelters at churches, schools, thinking big auditoriums, gymnasiums, places with a cafeteria like churches and schools where you have room to house and feed people. I'm just kind of rambling now. I did have a plan, but that kind of went away, as you can tell. I guess the biggest thing would be if you're sending your kid to a camp that's 100 miles away, do a little research. Maybe be that weird parent to call them and say, hey, what is your camp's plan if there's a forest fire or a flood or a tornado or whatever natural disaster that fits your region best. Find out the numbers of the local hospitals, the schools, the churches, so that you can maybe communicate. Make sure your kid has your number and your email and stuff. It sounds ridiculous, but make sure they have stuff written down on them so that contacts can be made. It's everybody's situation is different. You got a plan, but boy, it's kind of an eye-opening thing. I know I wouldn't want to just send kids off willy-nilly to any camp, even though it's going to be fun, without having a little thought about what's that camp's plan for natural disasters. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't mind being that weird parent that would start grilling that camp when you're registering your child for whatever it is. What are you going to do if your place gets hit by a tornado or a fire or whatever? So yeah, that's what's on my mind pretty hard right now, is trying to relay that we all need to do a little more due diligence to make sure that people we're sending our children to for an extended period of time have a plan. So that's about it. Personally, again, from last week, I did the camping trip for the ham radio field day. I've been spending a lot of time reorganizing my kits, both for portable radio and for camping, to make sure that everything is in its place. Everything with a battery is charged and is on a schedule to be charged, and just a thorough reorganization. I got a video too coming out on the Scout 75 channel that will be showing how I've been reassessing some of the different different modules I have in my kit for portable radio. How I've removed stuff that I thought was going to be used a lot and very important, but I've carried around with me for years and never used, and it's taking up space. And it's not like carry it always, hope you never use it stuff like a tourniquet or a firearm. It's stuff that I thought I'd be using all the time that I just never did. So getting things streamlined, organized, and more thought out, both on the camping gear and the portable radio gear. Because I mentioned in the other video, or the last week's weekly update, is camping is a great primer in practice for preparedness. So getting that stuff ready, better organized for my needs, my experiences, etc., is really becoming a higher priority. So that's about it. I've been talking for almost 9 minutes now, so thank you for checking this out. More to come.